Well, one of the things that I always like to ask basketball players is, in your career, who has been the toughest person that you've either had to guard or has guarded you?
The toughest person that I've had to guard is definitely KD. And so KD was a guy that I looked up to like crazy. I watched his videos
Maryland.
before high school games, before college games. And then, being able to match up with him in the NBA was super surreal, but he gave me buckets.
Yeah. I mean, he gives everybody work. So you can't, don't feel too down on yourself about that.
I got to get it back. So I'm looking forward to coming back to the court and realizing that matchup again. As for somebody who's guarded me, honestly, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. Yeah, I wouldn't know.
I get caught in these YouTube rabbit holes where I start watching old Michael Jordan videos and then current assessments of what it would be like if Jordan was still playing in the league. And the thing that I discovered, and YouTube would probably know much better than me, what last I really was checking into the NBA was back when Jordan was playing. But the claim is that the way that defense is now is so dramatically different than the Jordan era that shooters have tremendous amounts of space that they didn't have before. And that if Jordan were playing now, that he would have something like 50 points a game easily in a world where nobody could touch him. If he wanted it, is basically the claim. He'd achieve it. Do you think that's right? I mean, is there a lot of space for shooters, Jonathan Isaac?
Yeah, I mean, would you necessarily categorize Michael Jordan as a shooter in the way that the shooters are today? I don't know. I think it really is just a different game, and it's hard to kind of pick guys up and put them back or put them forward.
Right.
It'd be tough. I think any argument for either one, it's lacking just because of how different the game is. The way defense is played, I forget, somebody was telling me rules before, certain rules about being in the paint or being able to leave your defender to go guard somebody else, was you couldn't really do that, back then in the NBA. And so the different schemes that have been in today, the different rules about being in the lane and all that stuff, I think it would, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll just say this. There is something to that because of hand checking. You used to be able to hand check. There would be a guy with his hand on your hip everywhere you tried to move. And that is different. But I'm saying I've lived through the Dr. J Magic years, Dr. J Magic Bird years, all the way to the present. And I know this isn't going to be popular, but I don't know that we have a whole lot of sports fans that watch Vince and Jason. But I'll just say this: the level of basketball being played today is above what it was in the past.
Of course, yeah, for sure, and as it should be, as it should be.
The game has evolved,
Yeah, for sure. The game evolves; it gets better, and so it's the same thing. You have the people who were from that era, just like this is the best era of basketball, and you have the ones that are looking at it now and saying you're crazy, and so it's always going to be back and forth.
Yeah, but Michael Jordan is part of what ushered that new era in.
Right, absolutely.
But would the Bulls, go and beat, that the Warriors when they had Steph and Clay and Draymond and KD? That's a tough. I would probably say no. You know what I mean? It's just those guys. The shooting has improved. Guys are hitting. 7. I was looking at the 3-point attempts in the finals. It was crazy. How many threes?
They'd be running around they would just have to get adjusted too, like chickens with their head cuts off, just of what the heck is going on.
Right.
So it's just different.